31.
There's 31 dishes?
There's 11 in that last spread.
Okay, I'm making one slight modification. I was going to do the reading on 159, but our student rabbi would like to do a singing or something in Hebrew. I'll give you a reading. Yeah, right. So, all right, I will give him, what, 159. Here, sing the song. He can read that. 177 is here. Well, he's going to read this 177. So 159.
Where'd Jan go? Where did Jan go? She said goodbye. Okay. But here she comes. She's coming around. All right, I do the Nigun.
Okay, boss, anything.
Well, I just looked at my cell phone. Okay.
Anytime you're...
Ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Oy vey.
Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Temple Beth Shalom. Can you hear me now? Sorry. I want to welcome you all. My name is Sarah Jane Feldman, and I am a Vice President and also Religious Practices Chair for the Temple. I want to welcome our guest, Ari Caligari. Did I pronounce it right? Caligari. Well, I'm sorry. Thank you for being here. She is a candidate for being a rabbi in 2 years. So that is wonderful. Congratulations. Okay.
That's it. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Jan Sotos, and I think most of you know me. I consider myself a definite has-been around here. I've been this and I've been that and everything else, from bathroom cleaner to president, and it all is important work. Anyway, I have got to give you my heartfelt thanks for coming out in this heat tonight and attending services. You're very brave and you're very committed. And this member of your congregation is very appreciative that you're here. So I'm very delighted this day has come. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it being concluded. So, our summer lay services are summer light. We will not be having a Torah service tonight, but it is no less spiritual. It is no less spiritual, no less intended for commitment and prayer and devotion. So, enjoy. And with that, we will begin with the opening prayers. Sarah Jane will be lighting the candles for us tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvah v'tivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvah, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah Jane. And as lay leader, and as lay leaders will do, I jump around a little bit.
Well, we'll do the blessing first. Yeah.
We'll do the blessing first, and then we will do the Shalom Aleichem. We're mixing them back and forth tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
I'm back. As these Sabbath candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled lights. So may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle lights.
Please rise for, if you want to hold hands or just sway or just stand there.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzechem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay, moving on to our Kabbalah Shabbat service. Cantor?
Yeah, talk right into it.
Cantor, we're moving on to our Kabbalah service, Kabbalah Shabbat, and with Lakodi, page 138.
And as Rabbi Kaplan always says, you can clap, you can stamp, let's just really put out a welcome mat for the Sabbath bride, okay?
He should be in Tel Aviv by now, so let's let him hear it.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Or v'zachor v'libor echad, Yishmi'anu el hamichad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tifilek kula la 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 la, Adonai u'tifilek kula la la, Panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah, Adonai u'tifilek kula la la, Panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Boi b'shalom eteret bala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzala, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala, Lecha dodi, nikrat nikrat kala, Panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah, Lecha dodi, nikrat nikrat kala, Panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Lecha lecha dodi, nikrat nikrat kala, Panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah. Lecha lecha dodi, nikrat nikrat kala, Panei panei Shabbat nekabbalah.
Okay.
She heard us.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rabbi, did you hear us? We hope you have. Okay. Moving on to our Mariv service. Page 146, Baruch Hu, Cantor.
Okie dokie. Yeah, you have to eat that.
146. 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach
152, Shema, please remain standing.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malachuto Elam V'Holed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
All right, please join me for the Haftarah. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha u'b'lechtecha b'derek u'b'shachbecha u'b'kumecha u'shartam la'ot ayadecha v'ayu l'totofo ben enecha u'chtata amazopetecha u'b'sharecha L'man tizkuru v'asitem eko mitzvotai Vitem Kirushim Leilalechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lechem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 154. I'm sorry.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And all these words
Which I command you on this day
shall be in thy heart, shall be in thy heart. Shall teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt speak of them
when thou sittest in thy house, and walkest by the way, and when thou risest up, and when thou liest down, and when thou liest down. Thou shalt
bind them for a sign
upon thy hand, and thou shalt be for frontlets between thine eyes,
and thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates, and upon thy gates, that ye may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
And now we have a reading by Sandy and Lee Shedroff, In a World, in memory of Barney Shedroff, father of Lee, and Bertram Keston, uncle of Sandy. 157.
And all this we hold to be true.
157, bottom half.
I was given the wrong one to practice.
Oh, well.
In a world torn by violence,
Yes.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from holiness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets, instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for that day, when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם מועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם מועד. אני כמוך באדם הקודש, oh, say the hill, oh, say the ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ונאמר כי פדרנה את יעקב וגלום יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גר ישראל.
Okay. Our guest, student Rabbi Aria, will be doing a reading, 159, Sing the Song. Yes, please come up to the reading table.
I've been told I've talked pretty loudly, so I don't really need this.
Yes.
Sing the song, men, women, join in understanding and respect. Song of God's miracle, earth protected and cherished. A gift for our children and song of the land, once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Page 160.
Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
Okay. With so much unrest and violence in the world, I think all of our thoughts are turning to peace and restoring some love and sanity in the world. Let us read the prayer jointly together on page 161 on the top. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us, good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts. We hope. Baruch atah Adonai hapores asukat shalom aleinu v'yakol yamo Yisrael v'yol Yerushalayim. Okay. Page 164, Cantor.
Okay, please rise.
Please rise as we do the tefillah service.
You can. Adonai, sibitai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Anora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot, V'imahot, U'mevii Ge'ula Leveneihem, Lema'an Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'ezrat Sarah.
Blessed are you, page 166. Please join me in reading. I'm sorry, you're not hearing me. Let me do this again. Page 166, blessed are you. Please join me in reading. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, our fathers and mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah, the great, mighty, and awesome God, transcendent God, who instills loving kindness, creates everything out of love, remembers the love of our fathers and mothers, and brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of the divine name. Sovereign deliverer, helper, and shield, blessed are you, Adonai, Sarah's helper, Abraham's shield. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'ezrat Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע. מקרקר חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברגבים רבים. צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומטר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך ועל גבורות, ומדם מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Thank you. Please be seated. And now we have a reading by Miriam Herschel. Okay. Miriam?
Okay, not here. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our lights within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us, For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, atah shemo v'chol no'or v'chodos.
Amen. Good thing we have a little step stool there. Thank you, Miriam. And now, in the same vein of peace and hope for peace in the world, would the congregation join me in reading Grant Us Peace, page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Hamavarach et Amo Yisrael Beth Shalom. And now, a moment of silent, private prayer. Open your heart to God.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Yitahu melech alon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael tasim le'olam. V'tov b'necha livarech Edom Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael, tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael, tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam.
At this part of our service, we do the Mishaberach, and our thoughts and our prayers, I think, are so very important for our loved ones, our friends, our dear ones that so badly need our prayers in a time of need. Please bring them to your hearts and be thinking of them during this prayer. They are listed in our weekly bulletin. Please add to it any friends, loved ones that need to be added tonight. We have page 371, Misha Bayrock.
Misha Bayrock Adultery Makor May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Isha Bayrock Imotenu Mikor HaBrakah La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Thank you. Devar Torah tonight, and I wanted to share with you something that I think about all the time, and I have a feeling you may also. Do you ever wonder if the Talmud is relevant to you today in any way? Why? Why are you here? What does it say to you? What does it mean? I'm always questioning, what does it have to do with my daily functioning, that it's worth my time or attention? And I never cease to be amazed at how relevant it really is. This week's Parsha is no exception. Now, not being fluent in Hebrew, I'll save us both the agony of my struggling through the Hebrew and give you the English version tonight. And since there is a lot packed into it, I'm going to give you the summarized English Summer Light version. The Parsha begins with Moses taking a census of 30 to 50-year-olds of 3 clans, not tribes, but 3 clans, 3 families of Levites, for the purpose of dividing up the duties of carrying the parts of the ark through the desert. This is during the time they were wandering for 40 years. I like the attitude. The clans were treated with respect and dignity, assigned an important job, and expected to carry out that responsibility. It was a given. But my takeaway from this was the numbers. Being a math-phobic individual, I don't think in numbers. So, Moses led the Jews out of Egypt in slavery and wandered around in the desert for 40 years. Have you ever thought about how many people that added to, or how many people that really mounted to? Of course, it had to be a bunch, but I never gave it a thought much beyond a bunch. However, the census of just 30 to 50-year-olds in the 3 clans came to 8,580 people. Think about that. 3 families, 3 clans, 30 to 50, 8,580 people. Being conservative, not mathematically inclined, double that number to account for newborns to 29-year-olds, plus the 50-plus crowd, couldn't have been too big, and you have over 17,000 people in just 3 clans. That impressed me. Now, in my mathematical concepts, that's more than a bunch and only represents a small amount of the whole. Think about it. How many Jews were wandering for 40 years? That was an eye-opener and relevant, yes, as a significant part of our history. it would be nice to know how big a bunch it really was. So I guess I've got more research in the making. In this parsha, Moses also demands that anyone with an oozing or open sore or who has touched a dead person must remove themselves from the camp, but no information is included on how and under what conditions a person may rejoin the camp. The most important takeaway, though, that I have from this parsha was the fact that the people of Israel wandering in the desert in about the year 1250 BCE, before the Common Era, struggled with the same relationship issues that you and I struggle with today on all levels: marriage, friendship, professional, government relationships. The bottom line is establishing trust and elimination of suspicion in our relationships. Isn't that what it's all about? If we trust someone, be it your spouse, your friend, your teacher, your doctor, your local police officer, they were struggling with the same thing in this parsha. I somehow found it reassuring that 3,300 years ago, we and our ancestors valued trust. And we haven't lost that value and still believe it's worth constant work and attention today. For example, Moses instructed that if one person wrongs another, confession and restitution are required. If one steals property, its worth plus 20% extra is to be restored to the owner. What I'm not so sure about was the directive that if the owner has died, restitution is to be made to the sanctuary priest, along with a ram offering of repentance. Such restoration belongs to the priest. Well, I guess some things haven't changed a whole lot in our government and bureaucratic areas. Guess it was too early for wills and trusts, but that's what he directed. And lastly, Moses addresses adultery. That's a sticky one. In ancient times, when a husband was jealous and suspected his wife of unfaithfulness, but there were no witnesses to prove the accusation, she was brought before the sanctuary priest. He was to uncover her head and ask her to place her hands upon the altar of the meal offering. He was then to prepare a mixture of water, earth, and ashes from that meal offering. This mixture, known as the water of bitterness, was meant to induce a trance. Hocus pocus. The priest was then to say to her, "If no man has had intercourse with you and you have not been unfaithful to your husband, then be immune from this water of bitterness. If you have been unfaithful, then may God curse you with sagging thighs and belly." Ladies, we're doomed. But I found that rather interesting. No women's rights, no equal rights, but after the priest writes the curse, the woman would drink the water of bitterness. If she fell into a trance, she was guilty. If she did not, she was innocent. Okay. Sounds like a lot of hocus pocus to me, and typical of women having no rights. In ancient times, a life of a wife suspected of being unfaithful could be terminated abruptly without investigation. Talk about the importance of trust. Judaism, however, early on did require that a very thorough investigation be made before any action could be taken. This requirement was intended to safeguard the woman's good name and to protect her from merciless prosecution. Judaism also considered a husband who used, shall we say, a woman of the night for sexual gratification to be as guilty of adultery as an unfaithful wife. Yay, Judaism. In Babylonia culture, however, a woman suspected of adultery would be forced to throw herself into the river. If she survived, she was innocent. If she drowned, oh well, then we knew why. We have come a long way from the hocus-pocus strategies, but the fact was, and still is, trust is the foundation of all forms of human relationships, and is everything in sum total of human interaction, be it spousal, friend, teacher, clergy, doctor, lawyer, police, government, whatever. It is the essence of human relationships. And I can't help but think how relevant that is to all of the social movements and the violence that is going on among our nation and the peoples of our nation today. Where is our trust? A concluding nugget nestled in the Parsha that is very relevant to all of us is Moses instructing Aaron and his sons on the formula for blessing people as follows. See if this is relevant to you. The blessing that Moses wrote and delivered and told them this is how we bless the people of Israel, is, I quote, "May Adonai bless and guard you. May Adonai deal kindly and graciously with you. May Adonai bestow favor upon you and grant you peace." Do you recognize it? Is it relevant today? Well, I guess all I can say is now you know the rest of the story. Thank you. And we'll continue now with Mourner's Kaddish. And we, fortunately, at least as of my last contact with Helene yesterday, there were no recent deaths, thank you God. But this week's yahrzeit include Benjamin Gitter, father of Martin Gitter, Sean Goldmark, nephew of Gail Coons, Victor Greenberg, father of Marcia Gratz, Sarah J., mother of Ninya Kalish, Bertram Keston, uncle of Sandy Shedroff, Kelly Klinger Gratz, wife of David Gratz, daughter-in-law of Marcia Gratz, Guy Landis, friend of Rosalind Goldstein, Arnold Powell, first cousin of Beatrice Eisenberg, Dora Seawald, mother of Sylvia Brown, and Barney Shedroff, father of Lee Shedroff. We also have many of the pillars of our Temple Beth Shalom community on our memorial board. And even though their families have either perished or moved on, we still remember them in their yahrzeits. Gussie Benjamin, Natalie Epstein, Lowell Dennis Haas, Mary Harris, Rose Meisler, Sidel Rostholder, Solomon Sunken, Harry Taub, and Albert Wolf. Are there any other yahrzeits that we need to recognize? I'm sorry, I better follow Rabbi Kaplan's example and directions and come down.
Sandy Bauman.
I'm sorry. Yes, no? No. All right. Please join me in the Mourner's Kaddish by standing and page 598. Yit Gadol, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Bioma, Divra, Kutrer, Bikoyon, Uf Yomekon, Agala, Uvesman, Kari, Viru, Omen, Shmei Rabbah, Yit Tabar, Yit Ramam, Yit Desei, Shemei Dekudshah, Borhu, Lelo Minko, Berkata, Versharata, Tushbekata, Venekamata, Da Amiran, Biamal, Viru, Omen. Shemaya, Lenu, Ve'ekol, Yisrael, Viru, Omen. Osei Shalom Bimrumav, Huya Se Shalom Aleinu, Ve'ekol Yisrael, Viru, Omen. You may be seated. Okay.
It's my song.
Yep. And our cantor has prepared a very special anthem for us tonight that goes along with our theme of Moses and
Right, and walking around, and then, of course, the Ten Commandments, which, as a follow-up to your little talk, in this song by Michael Isaacson, he's trying to rhyme, and so he wants to rhyme life with wife. So when it says, don't covet what your neighbor has, his oxen, his house, or wife, she gets third position in the song, but maybe it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a wonderful song, though, and I hope you enjoy it.
With the light of morning, thunder shook the sky. Smoke rolled down from the mountain. God's voice was heard on high. Smoke rolled down from the mountain. Great thunder shook the sky. God's presence filled the universe. God's voice was heard on high. I am the Lord your God, no other gods beside me. Make not an idol or a likeness in the heavens, earth, or sea. Do not take my name in vain, for I will hold all guilty who swear falsely in my holy name, my holy name. With the light of morning, thunder shook the sky. Smoke rolled down from the mountain. God's voice was heard on high. Smoke rolled down from the mountain. Great thunder shook the sky. God's presence filled the universe. God's voice was heard on high. Remember to keep my Sabbath. On the seventh day you rest. Honor your father and mother, and your family will be blessed. Do not murder, do not steal, don't bear false witness against your neighbor. Do not commit adultery, and in my eyes you will find favor. Don't covet what your neighbor has, his oxen, house, or wife. Heed these commandments, O Israel, and lead a hallowed life. With the light of morning, thunder shook the sky. Smoke rolled down from the mountain. God's voice was heard on high. Smoke rolled down from the mountain. Thunder shook the sky. God's presence filled the universe. God's voice was heard on high. On high. On high.
wow.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. And as usual,
We're
we're a good team. And as usual, you chose a perfectly matching fit
Thank you.
Right on target anthem.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
And with that, we're going to be closing out our service, summer light, and some very important announcements from Sarah Jane, our Vice President.
I do need that to talk. Well, next week we will have a lay service, and Nan Lieber, 2 weeks. B. Eisenberg is going to be leading the service next week, and after that will be Nan Lieber. We have a lot of wonderful people who have signed up to lead the service, and I want to thank them. The donations to the Buffalo Food Bank is still available. If anybody wants to contribute, you can make the check out to the temple, and we will send one check out to the Buffalo Food Bank for their need. Our own at Shabbat, the ice cream tonight, has been donated by the Sisterhood. So we hope that you enjoy it and have a good evening.
Helps make some of this heat a little easier to take. Little ice cream. And now, benediction.
Yep. Should sound familiar after your Dvar Torah.
It sure should. Now,
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
give me a page.
Oh, all right. Well, he used to keep it up here. It's not.
No wonder it's not in
It's not there. All right.
All right,
Here, come over with me.
all right.
Yeah.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God look kindly upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God reach out to you in tenderness and give you peace.
All right. Now take her around. We're going to.
Oh.
Everybody. We're
Everyone,
gonna
if you rise for
do
tefillah,
blessing as we go on our way into the Oneg, and we'll do the kiddush and the hamotzi.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.